On today's Freelance Marketing Ninja show, I am just going to document what I've been working on. That's actually one of the purposes of this show. I've taken some liberties and been trying to teach some marketing lessons, but I just like to talk about what I've been working on today. You ready for that? Hope so, because the Freelance Marketing Ninja show is getting started right now. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the 43rd episode of the Freelance Marketing Ninja Show. Today's episode is the answer to life, the universe, and everything because it's 43, right? If you caught that reference, then you probably watched even more sci-fi than I have. And I'm not a big sci-fi guy, but a little bit, a little bit. Um, Anyways, my name is Eric Stephenson. I'm coming at you live from Salt Lake City, Utah. Beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah, where I've been outside today enjoying a boat races, the dragon boat races over here on a lake just near my apartment. And it's been kind of cool. I was hanging out with some family today. Anyways, aside from telling you all about that, that's why I'm wearing a hat, by the way, shielding myself from the sun. Aside from telling you all about that, wanted to document what I've been doing with my marketing lately because that actually was one of the original purposes of the Freelance Marketing Ninja Show. Before I do this, though, I want to throw a disclaimer out there. I need a graphic for this. I don't have it, but big flashing sign, disclaimer, disclaimer. Whenever I talk about what I'm working on, I am usually testing something. If I'm testing something, it means that it's not proven, it's unproven. It's just what I'm doing at the moment. Because that might give you creative ideas, but I'm not. I just don't want you to expect that if I'm doing something and you do exactly what I'm doing, that it's necessarily going to create amazing results because it's still a test when I'm telling you about it, right? And here's a good example of this. I didn't talk too much about one of the traffic sources that I've been testing recently. I've been testing mobile push ads, and these are ads that pop up on somebody's cell phone because, say, they have opted into it. Whenever they download an app, it asks you if you want to opt in for notifications. Well, some of those notifications can be ads. There's a whole network called the GPN network that pushes these ads out there. And I was attracted to these because the cost per click for these ads is amazingly cheap. Um, you know, in some cases you can get pennies. I was getting anywhere between 8 cents to 11 cents a click in the make money online niche that I was targeting. And I thought, well, cheap clicks, that gives me some wiggle room, right, to find something that converts. I didn't find anything that really worked really well. Even though the cheap clicks, I would get 100 clicks and one opt-in, one lead, and it would cost me maybe $10 to do it. But my goal or my hopes of driving down my cost per lead didn't pan out with mobile push ads, and doesn't mean that it's not possible. But when I really started to dig into this traffic source. I found some data, and I found that we're not a lot of other ads running in the make money online niche, right? In fact, my ad for $10 a day was one of the most popular ads running on the whole network in the United States, which tells me that people just don't opt in very well or buy very well in this traffic source. Now, there's people claiming otherwise. So I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm really glad. The reason I bring this up is I'm really glad people didn't follow me down that rabbit hole and throw a bunch of money at mobile push ads, because you might have had the same experience I did. Unfortunately, I was testing it with very small budgets, right? So I didn't really lose a lot of money. I'm not frustrated about that, but I'm glad I didn't talk too much about that traffic source and have people do that, right? So if I do promise though, if something I'm doing is just killing it, if it's creating amazing results, I'm going to want to tell you all about it on this show. And I'm going to want to tell you exactly what I'm doing and why I think it's working. Um, that's I do really want to do that, because want to help you if you're watching this show. That's a goal of mine. So I do promise that. But what I'm talking about today is test. It's a test, and it's not anything crazy with this test, right? But this is what I'm doing. So I am actually finally ready to come back to Facebook ads. When I first got started as a digital marketer, I got started with Facebook ads. It was the first traffic source I tried, and I started getting leads. Probably within about 2 weeks or a month, I was able to get leads. Within a couple of months, started getting some sales, and still wasn't profitable right out of the gate with it. I'll be quite honest, because there's a learning curve. I wasn't the greatest copywriter. Didn't really, I was learning so much every day, but was still very much a beginner when I started with Facebook ads. And but I was making sales, just doing what my coaches and mentors were telling me to do. And in fact, I continue to get sales as a result of those Facebook ads I ran even 2 years ago, because somebody opted in to an email list, and those people continue to get emails and eventually bought the thing. So, in fact, I just had one the other day, $200 in commission for opting into an ad that I ran. They opted into an ad that I ran almost 2 years ago, January of last year. So, just goes to show there is some benefit to Facebook ads. The traffic is very good, because Facebook is really good at finding people who are most likely going to buy. It's very good at finding quality traffic. Even though you pay more per click, you might in the long run pay less overall finding buyers. So that's why I'm going back to Facebook ads, and I do want to also call myself out. The reason I haven't been running them originally, I lost my business manager got shut down. That's one of the challenges with Facebook is um, they have bots that decide whether or not you are in compliance with their policies, right? And I got shut down off of a bot. They just shut my whole business manager down. I never could get an explanation why it got shut down, and I wasn't able to advertise anymore on Facebook. It was um, it was heartbreaking to me, because I was starting to get results. I was starting to build up the data, and that kind of threw me down a rabbit hole. It threw me down a whole different path that took me a whole year to figure out that wasn't the path, probably the path I wanted to be on. And I can get into that later. But for the past several months, I have had my accounts back. I was able to find a way to get them back without doing a weird workaround. I had to pay somebody to get them back, because that somebody that has contacts at Facebook support that can reinstate them. It wasn't cheap, but I've had the ability to do this for probably a year, and I have that memory of getting shut down, that I've been so afraid of doing something uncompliant and losing access again, that I haven't been willing to take action. Well, that's my mindset issue at this point, right? If I've had this ability for a year and not done it, it's my own limiting beliefs that have kept me from running those ads. And having done some of the mindset work I've done lately helped me to realize that. And now I'm ready to step back out do Facebook advertising again. And want to show you some of what I'm doing because of that. Something that I think will be helpful to you. I'm not going to show you necessarily everything I'm doing. I don't have time. I don't want to get necessarily into the copy I'm writing, but I do want to show you what I'm doing with a landing page that's going to be attached to my Facebook ad. So if we go into, I've got to share my screen to do this. Okay, I'm in ClickFunnels. That's probably as good as any place to show you. So the affiliate program I'm promoting with this Facebook ad, actually they actually give you templates for landing pages that you can use. And a lot of times, people that get started with these templates use just the template. They don't change it at all. So what you typically see, I don't even know. I don't even know if I have the original. Oh wow! See, I didn't really look at this beforehand. I really didn't look at this beforehand, so I can't show you I can tell you what it looked like originally, and can tell you the changes that I made. So okay, so the most people when they get this landing page don't make any changes to that. And what I've heard, this is unconfirmed, disclaimer, this is unconfirmed. What I've heard is that when a lot of people use the same assets, the same ad copy, the same landing pages, the same text on everything, what happens is if one person or a couple of people start to do things that are uncompliant, and everybody else is using those assets, now has those assets at risk, because Facebook looks at all those assets as maybe being part of the same problem, right? Um, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to change the copy on the landing page that I'm getting, and trying to move things around a little bit so that Facebook doesn't group my landing page in with possibly hundreds of other people that might be using the stock landing page. So what I had to do was this originally said free download. Basically, it was very, very vanilla, like your guide to getting started with freelance marketing. So I rewrote the headline, moved the big headline up above the little headline. I don't know if that's going to affect conversions or not. Rewrote the sub headline, even came in here and rewrote some of these bullet points and switched the order of where this copy appears versus the image on here. So it really made enough changes that hopefully Facebook looks at this and says, oh, okay, well, this is not exactly the same landing page that all these other people are using, right? That's the main goal, but this also gives me the ability to kind of differentiate myself from the crowd. So would please ask you to not use exactly the same copy if you start doing this. Come up with your own, but just to get an idea of what I'm doing, right? Um, the other thing that I really have to do on any funnel I get is go and look at the mobile. Look at what you're creating. Look how that's going to look on a mobile device. Well, when the stock version of this, when the mobile came up, this image was right underneath the text here, and to me, as a user, I thought, well, that's going to force me to scroll based on just this headline, right? That I'm going to be forced to make a decision to scroll down based on the strength of the headline. And I thought that if I can just put some other benefits right on the page, because these benefits are stronger, that you can work from anywhere in the world. You can get products that cost you nothing but fly off the shelves, 3 dirt cheap tools. If they see that, maybe they have a little bit more info and be committed to scroll down just enough to see the button. Um, Typically, I like to have that button even viewable on the mobile. So I may even still work on this a little bit. I could probably make this text smaller. That might be what I do. I haven't figured it out yet. But the great thing is on mobile, you can, in ClickFunnels, you can change the size just for mobile. This is like this headline on a on mobile is 36. If I switch back, it's 36 point type, just to clarify that. If I switch back to the desktop view, that's bigger. That's much bigger than 36 point type. That's 72, right? So I really try to go through and optimize the mobile experience, thinking about what people are going to see. Um, and I do that on every funnel I build. So hopefully you do the same. I don't know if you're always coached to do that or you always think of that, but probably 50% of your audience or more, depending on your traffic sources, using mobile. So really think about that mobile experience. All right. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Again, change whenever you get stock landing pages, stock emails, stock anything. Um, Highly advise tweaking it enough to make it your own. Just because if you are involved in something where a lot of people get those same assets and are using them, um, usually there's some kind of a technology to stop the screen sharing. Usually there's some kind of technology that acts as the arbiter and has all algorithms, right, to determine if it wants to share that with a lot of people. And a lot of times it only takes 1 or 2 bad actors to spoil those assets for everybody. And if you've made yours different enough, you don't really run the risk of being lumped in with everybody else. Hope that makes sense. All right. Well, for me just documenting what I'm doing, 17 minutes. I am proud of myself. Time for the BTOD, the beginner tip of the day. Let's go. This is the beginner tip of the day. This is especially for you if you are brand new, you've just getting started on your freelance marketing / affiliate marketing career. You're struggling and feel like you have so much to learn and you just overwhelmed maybe, right? So this is going to make me laugh, what I did with this. So I'm calling today's beginner tip of the day recycle, reduce, and reuse, right? I'm borrowing that statement from the environmental movement. So if that's really important to you, I apologize. No, I really don't apologize. I think it's awesome that I stole this from somebody else because you're going to remember it, right? This comes down to your emails, and specifically if you are uh, what I typically recommend with an email list is you have 7 days of auto responders. And then after that, you start sending emails only to people who have opened your emails, that approve that they open it. And you use emails that I call them newsletters. And if you use GetResponse, they're called newsletters. But these are emails that go out at a specific day and time that can be scheduled for that specific day and time, only to maybe the group of people that you've narrowed down into a segment, right? And you continue sending those emails every day, forever, on Christmas, on New Year's, on 4th of July, on your birthday, whatever. You send those emails every day. The logic behind that is marketing is a Marketing is a game of visibility. It's a game of attention. And as long as you're in front of people all the time, you keep their attention and give them a chance to really start to get comfortable with you. Some people, it takes a year, 2, 3 years before they'll make a purchase from you after being on your email list. But with these type of newsletters, you can repurpose old emails that you've used, right? You don't have to write a completely new email from scratch to send an email every day. I probably am recycling right now every 6 weeks. I am resending an old email that maybe had been sent 6 weeks ago, but I go in and uh, am tweaking, reusing the same concept, but maybe rewriting how I'm saying things. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm getting better as a copywriter. I'm getting better at expressing the same idea with fewer words, making it simpler for people to grasp, faster to read. And if it's simpler to grasp, if it's faster to read, uh, the email should convert better. So reduce, recycle, reuse. You can use old emails, um, but improve upon them, and it's going to take you 5 minutes or 10 minutes to fix an old email versus half hour or an hour to write a whole brand new email from scratch, right? So reduce, recycle, reuse. Hope you got value out of today's episode. If you did, drop comments below in the chat. I love seeing all the comments. And I'm not able to see comments you put on my personal Facebook page. This streams to my personal Facebook page. It doesn't show me those comments during the show. I can see if you were to go to the Freelance Marketing Ninja business page or YouTube. I believe I can see those comments, but I'm going to probably have to go and see them after the show. Chances are you're watching this on my personal Facebook page. So, anyhow, that was a long-winded explanation. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Take care. See you soon. Goodbye.